Dama Nerds episode 32. What's up, nerds? I'm hyped to bring you guys this episode with always MJ, in the other seat. We drive in this wagon together, ripping down the road. In my time today, we are Saturday, April 4th. It's 6:38 in the afternoon / evening. 13th year of Sander. How you feeling over there today, MJ? What's going on, buddy?
I'm doing all right. A little sleepy, but you know what? I am gonna get ready for this episode. I am ready for this episode. Got my coffee right here in hand. It's right now 10:30 in the morning, Sunday, April 5th, here in the JP time. Ohio. I'm really excited. Yeah, Ohio. I'm excited for this episode 32. We have a wonderful, awesome guest, someone who is close to everyone's hearts, and especially if you're in that KE, that Edmonton scene, maybe you know him very well too. The one and only Eric Martin.
Rick. Hello, everybody. Great to be here. Real excited. Hanging out, same time zone as Rodney. Actually, just down the street and around just the corner. But COVID times. Taking it a little easy. Just chilling out at home.
I don't have enough hand sanitizer over here for Rick.
Great to be here. Really excited, and thanks for having me, guys. This is
buddy. Cool. It was only a matter of time before we had the Rick and Rod show on the Dama Nerds.
Rick and Rod.
Been wanting to do the Rick and Rod show for fucking years. We got some stories to tell, buddy.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
We do,
there's
hell yeah.
Yeah, from what I've always heard about when I first met you two, you were together. Seemed like homies, seemed like almost like cousins. You both had like long hair, the beard stash. You're like just like almost inseparable, both on the Terra team,
Yeah.
And it was just like these guys are like straight up probably had so many adventures together. I can only imagine.
Yeah, that was
so I'm sure
pretty much exactly how kendama started for us. Like we both came across it at the same time. We were both living at the same spot at the same time, and it was just one of those like. I learned something new, and Ronnie would see that. He'd be like, "Oh shit, I got to do that." And he'd learn something new. I'd come home and see what he learned. And be like, "Oh, I got to do something new." And then just grew from there. Never really stopped. And
so intense. So when did that growth start? When was the seed planted for you guys?
It was like
because it was probably the same time, right?
Yeah, it was like I think it was like 2009, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2009, 2010. Like right around that time.
And those two, one of those 2 years.
You saw it in a video or a friend had it?
I think it was Brett had it.
Yeah,
Brett Klein.
Brett had it. We went camping. And
otherwise known as Gestapo.
Gestapo. We were just camping. Someone had this ball and a stick thing. Said you could swing it up and get it on the spike. And it was there's no way. There's no way you could do that. And, had to keep going.
Yeah.
Right. It definitely seems impossible to spike it after attempting to just get it on a cup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at first
when you're like, whoa. Yeah. Where you either have to pass that threshold of just like giving up.
Oh, man. We weren't
people, normal people try a few like 3-4 times and then they're just like, all right, totally not in it.
Yeah.
But then there's people like us who are like, I'm going to fucking destroy this thing. Like, this isn't gonna beat me.
I'm gonna do that. Like, I can do that. I'm gonna do that.
Right? And then you get it. You're like, sweet. But then you see someone like the first time I saw like what was it? The one time that I was really blown away. The first time I saw pictures of how to do a UFO on the JKA website, I was like, yo, impossible.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Like, no way. Like,
that's like 4 different pictures, completely separate. They never did that.
Yes.
Like, there's no way.
You can't do that. Yes. It's fucking sideways.
But at the time, like, I knew that was Talk. That was TalkBot.
Yeah, it was.
Those pictures. Yeah.
So
I was like, shit, what the fuck? So that was one thing that blew my mind. So as if you were like starting kendama, to all those people who I'm sure who are fresh into kendama, you still have these memories pretty strongly. But getting it on that big cup and then seeing someone be like, yo, now try to put it on the fucking spike. Like, especially back in the day for us OGs when there was no tutorials on how to do it, no like real spinning. It's just like you fucking got huck and pray.
Yeah,
exactly.
Get her in there.
Back to that.
Do it till you get her in there.
Time of hucking and praying before I got my first spike.
right? But that said, how you guys were like feeding off each other, that is a huge thing that plays into if someone will really continue or kind of not be so enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, man. It was huge actually. It's so good to have like someone else to like. I almost want to use the term like rival, you know, like, but like somebody to be like to like battle with and just like progress with and like push each other. It doesn't have to be a rivalry in a bad way. It's like just it's just the word I thought of, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
So real talk, who is better at the beginning?
Fuck, I would say Rick, honestly.
I think we're like pretty even. Like it definitely like progressed really like close. Back and forth. Like, you know, maybe say I was better for a little bit, and then Ronnie would get like a little bit better, and then like, you know, that's where like kind of that rivalry I think came in, where it was just like you see him doing something that I wanted to do, and it was just like, oh god, like I gotta get that, like I gotta get that, and like exactly that, and like having that definitely helped push it at the very beginning. Like I don't think I would have been as into kendama, I think, if I was just playing by myself. Like obviously I'd still be stoked on it, but like
definitely
one of those things when you like learn something and you don't like have anybody to share it with, it's kind of it's not a bummer, but you know what I mean. It's not as exciting as when you can share that with somebody, and then kind of go back and forth with that. So
right, or even just help each other out. Like if you see, it's like, dude, like you're holding it kind of weird. Like you can do it that way, but actually try to use your elbow instead of like your wrist or something.
Exactly. I feel like that's like one thing with the progression of kendama over the last like however many years. Like back when we first started playing, there was like 5-6 people on YouTube, and like, you know, all you did was just watch a video or like a clip of something you thought was sick, and you just watch that over and over and over again and be like, okay, how did you do that? How, like, you move this way like a little bit, like maybe if I try like leaning like this, it'll like make it easier or different. And, like now you got these big events, big meetups that like I remember we'd like always talk about, just like, oh, imagine if we could like meet up and go to like a kendama battle, or like, you know, imagine how sick that would be if we were like walking down the street and we saw somebody else playing with the kendama. Like, that'd be mind blowing. And like, you know what I mean? It's not like you walk down the street and everybody's playing kendama, but like nowadays it's not rare you come across somebody who like knows what a kendama is or has played with a kendama before and stuff like that. So like just having that out there, and you know, it makes it a lot easier for people to learn that first spike, or you know, learn, you know, use your knees or anything along those lines. Like
dude, for me, like it took me forever. I don't even know, like maybe 2 or 3 years passed until someone was like, oh, like when you're going for a 1-turn airplane, like turn the ken a little bit when you release it.
That like, little spin.
That was
I kept that shit flat like the whole time, so it came up 100%. And like corkscrewed.
Yeah, dude.
And I remember like thinking, it's like, how do they get that to like spin up so straight? Like it was always just like
Smith did that for a really long time. He might even still do that sometimes.
Where you just like drops
just
it
keep
sideways?
It flat?
Yeah, just fucking wings it. I don't know if
I think he does, like not all the time, but like, you know what I mean.
But like, he's somehow weirdly honed at it.
It's, you know why? It's because he just used tributes like for such a long time.
must be why.
That makes sense.
Because
bevel,
those things.
Hole.
Oh, it was a bevel, dude. It was so big. It was fucking. It was like the size of the bevel at the time, almost. Yeah.
Because that shit does not want to turn the way you want it to go.
No, I remember Lunar's being real hard on those. I remember like seeing people film lunar tricks on those and just being like, "What the fuck?" Like,
I even seen like I remember a few people who would hang the string, like carefully place it under the big cup.
Oh yeah, I definitely remember that. That was like a bit of a hack for a little while, so you didn't have to.
Dude, I knew someone who fucking cut a notch into it. So
like a little bit of a notch, and like
it was fucking Nathan. That's who it was. Nice work, Nathan.
Yeah.
So there was those hacks, but now it's like, everyone knows how to do stuff, which is so cool because it makes it easier for people to stay stoked on it, and especially those people who are maybe don't have buddies who are also in on it. It took me forever to get friends, to make friends interested into kendama. Like my friends around me who've seen me play all the time, and like finally be able to be like, oh, okay, maybe I'll get one too. Like, come on, dude.
No,
like,
get on it.
it's hard sometimes. Like, I've definitely given away like a lot of my kendamas to like buddies and stuff like that. And it's not that they're not stoked on it, but like, you know what I mean? They pick it up, play it for a bit, put it on their shelf, and like, you know, it kind of just like loses its appeal over a little bit. And like, you know, they just don't get as into it. And, you know, one thing, but you know, it's kind of one of those things, not for everybody, but like, you know, the people that love it, they love it. And that's what makes kendama really sick. And
we're talking about when we first learned and we lived together and shit. We're living at like a party house kind of thing, and so like we had board game night once a week, and board game night very quickly turned into kendama night because of just like us like session Dama, and then we got our friends into it, and then it became like Dama night. It was pretty like that's a prime example, just like getting people into it, you know, because we were around. I don't even know like of how many of those people even play these days. I wonder.
What board games were you playing?
Anything and everything.
Yeah, lots of stuff. Yeah, I still like board games. Play them every once in a while. I play a lot of like Carcassonne, and like I carry that one around with me. That's a good one.
My favorite.
So you guys are like hardcore like about it, because the board games I'm thinking of is like Monopoly, and like Life. I don't know, fucking Life, Mousetrap,
Frustration.
Trouble, yeah.
What are you kids doing?
Like,
getting into
that's
trouble.
actually not a board game.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, no, there's definitely a bunch of really cool board games out there you can play. We brought Carcassonne with us the first time we traveled to Japan and like Vietnam and all that shit. When we did that, we had a copy of it. We played it all over the place. It was good with people in hostels and shit.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like a little bit complex, but like not
like
really
a little
at
bit
all.
though. It's not hard to figure it out.
Yeah, it's one of those things you play it through once and you're like, oh, I got to get a handle on this.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So that was 2009 when you guys started getting into it.
Yeah.
How long after? So at that time, you guys knew Smith. Was Smith living in that?
I knew Smith already.
Mustache Manor?
No, he wasn't living there.
But I had not met Alex at that point. I had just recently met Rodney, kind of thing. So Rodney and I were like kind of new friends living together. And then, honestly, I think it was one weekend, Rodney was just randomly like, hey, you want to come up to Edmonton with me? And went up to Edmonton, and like, I think Alex was playing kendama at that point. And that's when I met Brett and Alex and all those guys. And
okay.
Yeah,
man.
Oh, yeah, because I guess we should, like, clarify that, like, Rodney and I, when we first lived together, we were living together in Calgary. We didn't live in Edmonton, kind of thing.
Yeah.
The KE kind of thing started a little bit later on. I moved out to Edmonton. Rodney stayed in Calgary, and then
I was
KE
living in Edmonton before that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it was like a whole
We're all
jumping
jumping
back and forth and whatnot kind of thing. But
yeah, Calgary and Edmonton are pretty close, so they're like really easy to go back and forth between. It's a 3-hour drive down the straightest, most boring highway you've ever seen.
But Edmonton is further west, right?
North. Calgary's west, Edmonton's north.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ah, ha, ha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, went out to Edmonton, met Alex, Brett, and kind of, KE thing. We went out every so often, filmed and hung out, and
hell yeah.
That kind of just became its own thing, and good times, and it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, and then we ended up planning that trip. That was like, we just kind of hung out for a few years doing shit and whatever, and then we ended up planning that trip to Japan, and like...
In that party house.
Smith started Terra and all that shit. Yeah, from the party house, yeah. In my room on acid.
Yeah, actually, it was pretty wild for sure. It was kind of just sitting there hanging out, pointing at a map, like, we should go here, we should go here, we should go here. And one of those things you don't fully expect to ever follow through, and then it kind of followed through.
A year later, we were like, yo, remember when we talked about that? Let's fucking do it. So we did it.
And that was like, that's kind of what like started our... kendama, like really like set it in stone, I would say. Like we were pretty into it at that point, but like, you know what I mean? It was what it was, but when we went to that trip, we kind of planned to go originally for a music festival and then travel out a little bit more. When we were looking at going, we found out that there was the JKA Festa event a week before we originally planned to go. So we're just like...
I got that random Facebook invite.
Yeah.
I still don't know who.
Yeah, exactly.
Some Japanese person I didn't know.
And so we're just like, well, instead of like, why don't we just go and show up for this random kendama contest in Japan? Because we've always talked about how sick it would be if we just went to a kendama contest. Like, we got a chance to, like, why the heck not? And I went through and That was when we met Zawa, we met Tamatsu there, we met Alex Roysch there, we met Colin Sander. Who else did we meet there, Rodney? We met quite a few people. That
Nick
was like,
Schofer.
Yeah,
you guys
Nick
know
Schofer.
Mushroom Dama. Fucking Jeffrey Van Rasta.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, all the JKA dudes.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many to name. Like, it was crazy.
And yeah, that was
I'll
like...
never forget meeting Zawa, though. That was fucking such a funny thing. And like that picture of us when we first met him and we're all like all nice, like taking pictures. It's like probably the only time we've ever been like all nice, like pose for a photo, hi, cheese, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like now it's just like every time, just like fuck off, get this dude away from me. Like what the fuck?
Zawa, god damn it, just pick me up from the airport, please.
Yeah, from the right airport, Zawa. Don't go to the wrong airport.
Oh yeah, Jesus. Oh.
Fuck. So that trip was when?
2012.
11?
Yeah.
12.
2012.
Whoa. So by then you guys were already making edits, putting them on the mini edits?
Yeah, definitely. That was like when Kendama Edmonton was a thing. That was like actually when we first met Zawa. He like came up to us and like kind of just in very broken English. So it was like, oh, like Kendama Edmonton. And we're just like,
oh shit,
okay. yeah. And then like you pulled up like our pictures on like Instagram or like something like that, and it was just like, oh,
dude. But he was with that other guy, Ty Rama, that we randomly found on Instagram. That was the dude that would post pictures of like statues, and he would find a statue and put a kendama in its hand. And we were like, that's sick. Like that's a sick Instagram. So we followed that, and that dude found us and was like, Heshe is fresh. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That was their old Instagram handle.
Yeah.
And then he showed us his, and we were like, oh, what, that's you. And Zawa was with him. So in that picture, the first one we took, it's him, Zawa.
And yeah, at that point we had
Morimako from the Kendama Rock Cafe is in there as well. But,
Oh, wow.
And yeah, at that point we had no idea who Zawa really was.
Or
seemed like such a nice guy. Seemed like such a nice guy.
If you look at that picture, though, dude, he's just fucking swinging on the thing with a towel over his shoulder, wearing pink Crocs. Like he looks the exact same as he does now. Like in an age a day. Like he's the same conniving motherfucker.
Yeah, that guy's out of control.
Oh, yeah, man. So I know you guys have a lot of different. You've been to Japan together. What? How many times?
Fuck, I don't know.
How
many times have you been?
Ronnie's been a ton of times. I've been. 2012. I didn't go 2013. I went 14, 15, 16, and 17. So it's 5 times?
Oh, there you
6
go.
times? Yeah.
Yeah. And I was there every time you went.
Yeah, Ronnie's been there every single time. So
yeah.
Yeah, I've been a few times actually. Shout out to everybody.
Right, and every time was it mostly for Kendama World Cup?
Yeah. The very first time was like kind of on our own thing. We like did the Japan trip. We also went to Korea.
Fuji Rock.
Yeah, we went to Fuji Rock. That was super sick. Really crazy. But yeah, first time was like kind of...
Some of you guys, sorry, I want to interject real quick, but just looking back on some of the old episodes, I've talked about like the edit that was lost, where I fucking filmed all that shit. Rick was the one that we filmed like that whole thing with on that trip in 2012 in Japan.
Honestly, it kind of sucks being like that guy that's just like, yo, we filmed all these sick clips and like we lost them and like, you know, but like, man, like thinking back to it, like we filmed some like pretty cool stuff. And like at the time, like nowadays, you know, those tricks are pretty mediocre, whatever. But like at the time, they were like sick tricks, cool locations, like
they were
riding around on like motorbikes
and we filmed
in
the whole
Vietnam
edit fucking twice,
like,
pretty much.
Yeah.
That was the worst part.
Yes.
We put so much work into that shit.
Because we had the Japan section. We like filmed a bunch, and then we blew it. Like pretty sure we like left the camera on the Shinkansen. I think is what we decided happened.
Too.
Is that what it was? I thought it was possibly at Fuji Rock because your other buddy was like, "Come on, we gotta leave."
No,
get the fucking airplane.
No, that was the same time, but it was on the Shinkansen after Fuji Rock, going back to Tokyo, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I forget where we were going,
that
but
might have been it.
But
yeah, either way,
like that.
we left it somewhere and, you know, and ended up buying another camera right away and like, you know what I mean, got on that grind again because like we're still in Japan, like we refilmed a lot of these tricks, like
right. You remember what the tricks were?
All we did in Korea, we went from Japan to Korea before Vietnam, and that was all we did was just make up tricks, like just refilm everything.
Woke up in the morning, filmed all day long, and then just went and partied our face off in the night, like randomly, and then like went to bed, woke up the next morning, did the same thing again for like a week straight, and then
oh god.
But like Korea was sick. Korea was a lot of fun.
Korea was real sick. Yeah, we were staying with our friend Laura, who we met in Japan, before we went, and she was living in Korea. She's American, but living at a school teaching there. So she let us stay in her apartment in Seoul. So that was like, nice. we hooked up with her. So she's like, yeah, you guys can stay with me for the week or whatever.
So yeah, we had free accommodations in Korea. So that was actually super sick. Made everything a lot more easy, I guess.
Shout out Laura. Intense. So did you guys just not even plan to have a place to stay in Korea? Like, you got tickets, but like, what are we going to do? Where are we going to sleep? Like, I don't know.
I mean, to be honest, all that trip, Brett had kind of taken the reins on planning all that shit. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Yeah, it was like he was really, really on point with that. But I think the Laura situation kind of like just presented itself to us. I remember we were in Tokyo and we went out to just like a random small bar, and they were like the only two other English-speaking people at the bar.
It was the Asakusa Smile. That was where we went.
Yeah.
That's where we went.
Yeah, we went there and, drank a bit and met them and just conversed and ended up knowing she was like in Korea, and we're like, we're like planning to go to Korea kind of thing. Like, and it just worked out that she was back home and we ended up going there and just kind of hit her up. And she was like,
before Korea, we went to Disneyland together with them.
Oh yeah, we did go to Disneyland.
yeah.
I was actually like randomly like looking through some Dama stuff and I came across that Disneyland map. Actually.
Oh, nice. You have it right.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this is Tokyo Disneyland that we went to with Laura and her friend.
So I don't know if you can like actually see anything on there with like the webcam and whatnot, but
that is
got the Tokyo Disney map.
Hold up, do you have...
No, that's the Busan map. That's not the Tokyo Disney map. My bad.
Oh, damn. Too many maps.
Do you have just a memorabilia?
Yeah,
Rick,
I have like a little like box thing or like container of just like random stuff that I've like acquired over the years. Like,
hell yeah.
I think this is like a 100 yen Japanese bill that Sulab gave to me. Sue gave this to me on like the first time we met.
Yeah. Whoa. He gave me one too. Like, I have a 500 yen one though.
Yeah. But it's like
he gave them to us together.
Like, yeah, very rare.
Oh, that was when we stayed at the original Sulab with Keith. And that was the night where you guys wanted to get McDonald's, and I refused to go to McDonald's. And I was like, no, fuck you guys. I'm going to go to the convenience store. Went to the convenience store, bought some sketchy fucking seafood stir fry or some shit, and I got fucking food poisoning. I threw up all over the Sulab.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
Sick, just passed
and you guys would never, for the longest time, just like, Rod, you should have went to the Don's. What are you doing, bud? That was a running joke for years, man.
It still is.
Still is, yeah. Fuck. Now it's gonna come back.
For sure. I don't know if we should touch base on that, but Rodney hates McDonald's. He's not about it, and like
not about it.
I'm about it a little bit. Not my favorite place, but like
definitely
back
in the day, it used to be a way bigger thing though. Where you, especially in that trip on 2012, you and Brett were really into McDonald's, and I think more
so the thing is like we were really into McDonald's because you were really not into McDonald's.
Yeah, I get that. That's also a part of it. Yeah. And it just became that like we're in Japan and they're going to McDonald's. I'm like, guys, we can go to McDonald's at home. We're in Japan. Why don't we go get sushi or something? Fucking
I remember like a very, very memorable moment of that. We're going to the Taco Bell in Shibuya, and you're all
that's
like,
what it was.
What are you doing? Like, you're going to Taco Bell in Japan? Like, we can go to Taco Bell back home. Like, I'm going over here to this sushi place, and I'm just like, Rodney, this is the only Taco Bell in Japan. You can get sushi back in Vancouver everywhere, man. You were fuming.
I was like, what? No, that's not how this works.
But yeah, you went into that sushi place. I went to Taco Bell. And I got whatever I got. And then I got a beer to go, which blew my mind. Just one of those things. Like beer to Taco Bell, unheard of in Canada. Beer at Taco Bell that in a to-go cup, like even more unheard of.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Funny story is that little sushi spot, that was the time I found it. That's to this day still my favorite little sushi spot I go to every time I'm in Shibuya.
Nice.
I take everyone there. It's a great little spot.
They're not lost to the Taco Bell across the street?
No, fuck no. If they are, it's their loss. We're getting sushi.
Yeah. Only the Westerners that live in Japan usually go to that Taco Bell. I don't even know if it's still there anymore.
Yeah, I feel like
it was when I was there, but that was a while ago now. But
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I went when me and Tio were filming that edit that me and him made recently. That was when I went into that Taco Bell and peed in their toilet.
There you go.
Yeah, you showed them, Rodney.
They were there like, haha, take my buddies away from me for a lunch, will ya?
Yeah, but yeah, that was the first time that we met when you guys came over to the Sioux Lab because you guys decided to stay a few weeks after Kendama World Cup. Because the whole gang of so many different people from different countries, companies came to World Cup. That was the first one.
Was that 2014?
2014.
Yeah, that was 2014.
Yeah. And then it was you guys and Keith that stuck around. You came up to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Came over to Sioux Lab. That was the first time Sioux released the sync kendamas. I remember.
Oh,
that was when we were, and that was like the release party.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because we're hanging out,
and
like playing Dama outside of the Sioux Lab and whatnot, and that was a good time.
That was good shit.
A lot of people. There was a big event, especially because you guys came, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was when we met Peter and Adam and everybody else in there, and
Yes, the fellow Canadians.
The fellow Canadians. What up, buds?
So, and that was like so amazing because back in the day, right, for those the Sync and Sioux Lab events, we would always do Ken games, and like for everyone doing like tournaments now, like everyone knows about like speed ladders and shit, but we would just do like a full on like get in a big circle and we would play Ken game with however many people wanted to play that was in the circle. So sometimes it was like only 5 people, sometimes it's everybody at the event, which is like, I don't know, maybe like 15 or 20 people.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys were there, so everyone was like, oh shit, big dogs, we got some professionals in the house. Everyone was scared and we were all like throwing our mediocre tricks and stuff. But
that was when we learned the handbag.
That's when you guys learned handbag and asshole.
Geez.
And asshole, the fucking handbag. When you're like, no, you have to say it in a funny voice or it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a part of the trick.
I don't know if I ever actually got that one.
Yeah. I think that was how I think we played against each other, MJ, and you beat me with that trick, I think.
Yes. At the very end, it was me and you, Rod.
Yeah. And
I got you with asshole.
That's right. Yeah. And I got that mash Dama I won. That I ended up giving to a little Russian kid in an airport in Moscow, I think, on a layover.
Yes.
And you got a different... What was the Dama you got? It was something sick.
I got a silver Sync specially painted Dama that was like unreleased.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was a Sulabi thing. From
the set. But that was super awesome. I remember being feeling like on top of the fucking world. Everyone's
minus the food poisoning afterwards. It was great.
Yeah. Besides, the food poisoning. Because, after that, we all went to that hormone place. Remember?
Oh, yeah. That, like, restaurant.
I'm not about hormone.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, hormone in Japanese means kind of like guts. It's like different types of intestines and stuff shit like that of like pork or beef or whatever. So, and it's like, usually it's like you go to like a barbecue
just eating
kind of spot, right?
kind of chewy.
Yeah, and you just grab different hunks of fucking intestine or whatever and hunk it on the barbecue and eat it a minute later.
Yep.
And honestly, if you like meat, like just greasy, chewy meat, it's good.
Yeah, it was really good. I had no idea that's what it was, to be completely honest. Like, I thought it was just like random cuts of meat, but like,
and they call it hormone, which is kind of strange if you think about the English word for hormone. But
hormone, a little bit. What a hormone.
It's like
your hormones
which
are.
Hormone?
But
am I eating? Like, what the fuck?
You're eating cow hormone.
So is this gonna make me grow boobs, mooing. Or is it gonna make my dick bigger? Which one?
Udders.
Fuck.
And then at that place, I remember. You guys were like doing some kendama tricks, and like Sue was like, he knew the people there, the staff, and they had like Sue gave them a kendama, and like they made a rule where it's like, hey, if you can do like a spike, you get a free beer or something.
Yeah.
And then you guys were like, oh, how do you do this thing? And we're like just going off, and they're like, oh shit.
That's like one of the only times I've ever gotten away with that. Oh, you did too, didn't you?
Yeah, I remember being like, oh yeah, like how many tries do I get? Like, okay. Like, you just completely botched it. I was like,
oh man.
Missed Spike 3 times in a row or something like that. Just,
so intense.
That was a good night.
Intense.
That was a good night.
Us leaving, getting caught in that downpour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that
happened
just
like
pouring.
right after.
I found an umbrella on the ground, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably.
Good
Picked
shit.
it up.
Man.
And then you guys just slept on the floor.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I didn't
not a great
sleep.
place.
I was throwing up.
I used my shoes as pillows that night.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, dude. And the only reason I had a blanket was because I took the airline blanket off the airplane.
Yeah.
And I had that blanket forever because afterwards I went to France and I used that for a fucking flag at my camp at EJC.
I had that sleeping bag, that same sleeping bag from Fuji.
Dude, the Savior sleeping bag. Yeah, you did.
Yo.
Yeah. I've had that thing for a real long time.
Man, that's so funny. I was going to say that Sulab thing, was that before or after the Louis Vuitton thing? Because that was the same
before.
Trip.
Was it the same trip?
Oh.
Yeah, it had to be because you, me, and Keith were together. And then the only thing missing was Yuko.
Oh,
when we
yeah.
went up to Hokkaido, right?
Yeah, definitely. That must have been
it was that year. Yeah. That was a crazy time, man. We went out in Sapporo and we went, if you guys remember, we've talked about this on a previous episode. Where we went out and fucking.
Yeah, you guys tells us she has some clients that she wanted us to like play kendama for, and that's like all she could tell us, and we're just like, I don't know why like you're being weird about this. Like, we'll go play kendama for people. Like, yeah, sure, like kind of thing. And
wouldn't tell us till we're on the airplane, like boarding the fucking.
Yeah, she just tells us that like, they're gonna fly you guys out to Hokkaido, and you just go hang out and play kendama, and we're just like, oh, this is like kind of what we're doing here, but like
maybe
more
some
sick
performance
because,
or something. Like,
we got to go somewhere like really cool, and they get to pay for our hotel for a night, and like, hell yeah, that's super sick. Like, why not? And then
right, right,
we like get out there.
Hokkaido.
I think, she tells us we need to like dress fancy, or what was it? Was like kind of fancy, but like street style or something like that. Like, just like very, very weird and like just very vague too. Like not really like kind of explaining anything. And I think it was like not until we were actually even like driving out there. I don't think it was like in the hotel or anything like the night before.
Well,
I think we driving.
No, we didn't get the hotel the night before because when our flight was delayed,
and
when we landed, we went directly to the event because we had our bags and everything because we didn't have time because the flight was delayed, so we had to be there.
Yeah, I got a picture of you with all your luggage beside
there.
A fancy ass Lamborghini.
Oh, you do? Hell yeah, I remember that Lamborghini. Hell yeah, that was funny, man.
But yeah, so anyway, we're like in the cab driving out there, and you guys not like really telling us like what it is. We're like driving out to this really weird, fancy country club looking place and
private.
Yeah, we get into the parking lot and there's like all these golf carts and really fancy cars and just like we're kind of just like feeling a little bit out of our element here because we're
like, what the fuck is happening
grungy,
here?
We're gross. Like,
right.
I think Keith had like on a button-up shirt and like looked the nicest and like
they got Keith in a button-up and then we were just fucking grungy and gross for
sure. Just looking super weird. Not looking weird, but you know what I mean.
No, but
and then
in that long-haired beard, come on.
Yeah, eventually it comes around that like we're gonna like do a performance for like Louis Vuitton Japan and like one of Vogue magazine or like something like that, like just like kind of just like, oh, like what the fuck? Like they want us to play kendama? Like, okay, that's super weird, but like hell yeah, let's do it. So we like went out and I guess we were part of like a moving party. So we were stationed by this like fake man-made lake with all these little tables with champagne glasses and everything on them. And all these people rolled up in golf carts and got off and like went to their table and drank, and we were just supposed to go around and play kendama and talk to these people and kind of show them kendama stuff. And
we did.
Yeah, I guess they're all just like, I don't know, people associated with like Louis Vuitton and Vogue and like
they were
whatnot.
fancy.
And, like, yeah, some of the fanciest people I've ever seen in my life, for sure.
Absolutely.
Where were these people from? Japan? Were they Japanese? Were
Not
they from
all of them.
Different places. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember we looked it up later, and the one dude was the French dude who ended up. He's the CEO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
And we looked at it.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was super, super random, and just like one of those, like I can't really believe we're here, but fuck yeah, like let's do this.
Afterwards, we go to the Sapporo Grand Hotel where they bought us each our own individual rooms.
Yeah, but before that, they gave us like each, not each, but they gave us like a nice big bottle of that fancy ass champagne.
They just cracked it for us.
So, to finish one of those before we left. And then, we went to Grand Sapporo Hotel. Each got our own room, which was super sick. And then they gave us each a little bit of money because there's a beer festival going on, like at a couple blocks over or whatever. So I think they gave us like $50 each or something like that to go out and like get food and like whatever. Yeah, it was like actually just like, whoa, this is super sick. Like
they hooked it up.
Nothing like too crazy, but like this is legit. Like we're getting taken care of. Like
what percent of you guys were worried that it was going to be like a crazy like ritual seance that you're going to get like sacrificed at before you heard it was like Louis Vuitton?
I don't think any of us thought that because it was Yuka.
Yeah, that's pretty much the best way to put it. Like,
if it had come from Yuka, maybe we would have been a little more suspicious. But Yuka's pretty trustworthy, especially when it comes to shit like that. Yuka's like been like a beacon for so many of us. She's fucking like. Honestly, like, there's probably so many of us foreign idiots that would be dead if it weren't for Yuka.
Oh, 100%.
In Japan and some of that shit, us included.
She deserves a lot of praise.
That night, we put Yuka through some shit. We went out.
Yuka put herself through some shit that night.
There was that too. Yeah, there was that too. But man.
So there's like beer festival, and we went out and got a bunch of different beers. I think I remember it was like each block was like a different brewery's block.
Yeah,
kind of thing. So it was like 4 blocks long, and like each block had like a different brewery and like a bunch of different tents and stuff like that.
Sapporo,
so like
Kirin.
Yeah, so it was super sick. Just rolled around, got a bunch of beer, and then we went to a random bar afterwards. And at that point,
needed more beer.
Yeah, had to keep the night going.
Well, it's Japan, man. The beer festival shut down at like 9:30.
Yeah.
Some shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, we went out. I think we went to. Yeah, we went to a bar first, had like a little bit of food there, drank some more beers. Yeah. When we were leaving that bar, we were pretty into it at that point, pretty sauced.
Oh, we were into it, buddy.
I remember me and Ronnie decided, I had my skateboard. I always take my skateboard with me everywhere I go. So I had my skateboard and I decided, we're going to play a little bit of baseball. We're like in the lobby on the way out, and I don't know why, but Ronnie still had a chopstick for some reason. So, I hold up my skateboard like I'm getting ready to like bat this chopstick, and Ronnie just pitches it. Second he lets go of the chopstick, I have no idea where it is. I don't even swing or anything, and I just get clobbered, like right in the side of the head, right beside the eye. The chopstick just domes me, and within a minute or two, like I have like a giant lump and like half of a black eye.
I didn't know, dude. I didn't know I was a chopstick sniper, dude. I fucking got you right directly in the fucking temple. You should have heard the noise, dude. I swear you swung the skateboard because I remember the noise and thinking you hit it because it was just a fucking crack.
Maybe you didn't. I don't know. Or not,
I was fucking
I
wasted. It could have
clobbered.
been anything, and I would have, like, fuck it. It was. That was such a. And there's a picture.
Chopstick made out of?
It was just a regular ass like plastic, like reusable restaurant chopstick. Like
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It was
There's a picture on my Instagram, I'm pretty sure. Is it on yours?
It's on one of ours.
I'll find it and we'll throw it up on Damanerds. It's like you can see his temple with this fucking. It's like half a golf ball is underneath the skin, and there's like a chopstick size hole in it.
An Asahi Black that I had bought so I could put it on the thing.
Yeah,
to cool it
and
down
that was like an
ice
hour afterwards, like not even.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god!
Yeah, it was good. And then we like leave there. We bought our own beer.
Good. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, that was out of control, but it was good. But yeah.
So was that like?
Can I add a little bit more onto that?
Yeah.
Going back to everybody being super fancy and whatnot. So that you know what I mean. We go back to the hotel, we sleep. I wake up in the morning. I got like a nice black eye the next morning for sure from it. And so we go down to like check out, and I guess they put us up in the same hotel that they put up everybody from the event the day before. So we go down in the lobby, we're checking out, and we see all these people that were playing kendama with the day before. So I'm like going over like, oh hey, like how's it going? Like you know what I mean, trying to cover up my eye because like. I got this degenerate black eye, and like all these people are like trying to show me the kendama they got from their like party bag or whatever, and like just like, oh, that's so cool, like yeah, I gotta go, like
that was so funny, man. That was when they had the 2 different floors, 2 different fucking breakfast buffets. There was like the Japan style and the Western style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was too hungover to enjoy any style.
Oh, I fucking was, I had to get in there. I couldn't not.
Yeah, that was good.
So was that sounds like it was possibly the best kendama event that you've been to, the best payoff?
Yeah. It was maybe one of the most epic, if not the most epic of kendama.
I could say that for sure. Just completely random, like really out there, just like being in the dark of like what we were actually going to do the whole time, like made it that much more exciting.
Yeah.
And then like it actually being just like kind of cool, like but completely random. Like, you know what I mean? Who would ever think you're going to play kendama for like those kinds of people? Like, you know what I mean? Going out to like a park or a mall or a school, stuff like that. Like that's super cool. It's really awesome. A lot of fun, but like, you know what I mean? Like just the situation that we're in playing kendama was just like, whoa, this is
right, man. Of all people,
weird.
they bring the fucking two guys from Canada. Yeah, hey, we'll go fucking play some Dama, bud. Yeah, let's fucking. And then, we get free
Keith
beers.
Well.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then Keith along with us. Yeah, it's like,
thankfully Keith was there to actually land some kendama tricks. Like,
that's probably true.
We're out there just drinking beer. I remember the only trick I landed. Well, like maybe not the only trick I landed. I probably landed a couple, but the one trick I really remember landing, I did just like a 0-spin UFO during that event. I remember trying to do like a double or like a triple or something like that, and just like missing a bunch and just being like really embarrassed. And like I remember like hyping up the crowd, like just like, okay, one more, and then just doing like a whoop and like shoving it back in and like 0 spin.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh. Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Oh man, so I because it sounds like, you know, not so many times that we get money when you do like a demo for kendama, or you know, there's been one time like I was, you know, got hooked up by the Glowcam people very early in stages of kendama blowing up in Japan, did some events, and sometimes you get money, and so it was really cool that you guys got this awesome place to stay. Great experience, free trip to pretty much Hokkaido, which maybe wasn't on your schedule.
Yeah,
place to go.
Not.
And then, and then I look at your Dama story on the Terra Kendama website, Rick.
Yeah,
and I do find it says it's made playing kendama has made random people want to give you money, and it says only once, ha.
Oh,
can you elaborate on that story?
That's actually not from the Hokkaido thing at all. No, that is way back when it was. There's like a random video out there. I think it's on like a random Vimeo account. It's just like Eric Martin Terra Kendama, and then like I don't think I was like actually on the Terra Kendama team at that point, but I had gotten a Terra Kendama, so I was filming with it. So I just like wanted to hype Alex up, and like, you know, it was like kind of all in the works at that time.
I think we were. It was kind of like a thing from the start. I think you, me, and Evan were supposed to be the team.
Yeah, it definitely like wasn't announced or anything at that point, but like I said, it was like all in the works.
But
But anyway, I was filming tricks for that video, and I filmed. It was around like Spike tossed a lighthouse trade spike, and like it was quite a long time ago. So like at that point, like it was a grind for me. It took me like quite a while. So I was downtown in Calgary, like on Stephen Avenue, and like that like area kind of frequents like more like kind of homeless people. I think I was like on my way home from work or something like that, and like looking a little bit grungy. So I was like hanging out, just like playing kendama, like on the and some dude came up to me and was just like, "Oh, hey, like, do you want like just?" He had like an extra lunch or something like that, and was just like, "Oh, like, are you hungry? Do you like want this?" And like, I like didn't clue into it right away. I was just like thought he was just like a weird guy, like just being nice and like sharing his lunch or something like that. So it's just like, yeah, sure. Like I grabbed like a little bit of it, and like he like talked to me for like a little bit, and then he was leaving, and then he like turned around and like tossed me a toonie and was just like, "Here, put this towards your like next coffee," kind of thing. And like when he tossed me that toonie, I just like it all kind of like clicked for me. I was like, "Oh, this guy thinks I'm just like hanging out, like, you know what I mean, busking for change or like something like that." Like because I had the camera like set up across the street or something like that. So like, you know what I mean? He didn't see the camera filming or like anything like that, and it was just like, yeah, just like a really weird random situation. And yeah, I just kind of referred to that in that little Terra bio there.
There you
go.
So funny. A good soul just wanting to help out.
Yeah, no, like he was, you know, he was a nice guy, and like, you know, I was bummed. Like I was definitely a little bit hungry. Like I said, it was a grind. I had been grinding for a while, and like I think he gave me like half of a sandwich and like a juice box or something that. So like, I was hyped, like just little sandwich, little juice box. Like I definitely laced the trick afterwards. So like, you know, it was all well worth it. Like it was good.
Oh shit! Was that the first time somebody mistaken you for a homeless person?
Probably not, but I can't think of any other like specific situations. But like I don't know, I've like definitely been like a little bit of a grungy kid growing up, hanging out at the skate park in downtown all the time. So
yeah, like, sweaty and shit. Yeah,
sure, yeah.
Oh my god, I remember one time in Shibuya, I was hanging out with my friend, and we were just talking. And hanging out like beer near Hachiko Station, like right out of Shibuya Station, like right there in the mix. So many people, right? Or people walking around and fucking people with like free hug signs and shit. People trying to like nampa and pick up girls over here, and all the foreigners trying to make, you know, there's a lot of commotion happening. And then notice this one like scraggly looking like homeless dude.
Yeah.
Just walking around in the midst of everybody, like walking real slow, like just looking at everyone, like trying to make eye contact to start like a conversation seemed like. And everyone's just like, oh, just don't look at him. Just ignore him, right?
Classic. Yeah.
Yeah. And right. So me and my friend, we see it. We totally notice this dude's like kind of getting close to us, kind of walking towards us. And I was like, yo, dude. And, you know, speaking in English, we're like, yo, man, this he's so fucking drunk. Look at this dude. And he's getting closer and closer. And my friend he's Japanese. So the guy comes and he starts speaking Japanese to my friend. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we start speaking Japanese back. We're like, oh, he's just like, oh, hey. He's like, oh, where are you from? America? Like, kind of trying to speak English. I'm like, yeah, America, this and that. He's like, oh, America, great. Good food. And then... like we noted, like he's like has half a shirt on and it's just like holes everywhere, got some shitty sandals, like everything like piss stained, socks and shit, like real bad condition. Luckily he was like kind of bald, so his hair wasn't really gross, but other than that, like real bad condition. But so we're hanging out, just like talking for a little bit, and he had in his hand like a white bag from like, I don't know, some Loteria or McDonald's, some fast food joint here. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, you guys want some food? And I was like, what?
In English?
Yeah, well, in Japanese, but he offered us food. He offered us his food. He had some fucking French fries in this bag, right? And I was like, no, that's cool. And then I'm like thinking about it more. I'm like, how do we look homeless? Like, we can't look that bad for a homeless person to offer us food.
You see the condition he was in? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, you gotta sign up. Man, you gotta sign up with my talent agency. I'm getting paid to look homeless over here.
Or he just had such a nice time with us that he's like, hey, buddies, new friends.
Yeah.
Have some snacks.
He just thought you were a bro, man. Like,
homeless or not. Yo, what's up, dude? You want some fries? Let's hang out.
You guys are one of the first guys that told me to fuck off, so I'll share some fries with you.
Yeah. It was so intense, and I don't think, has ever happened to me before.
That's funny.
Getting offered stuff.
Hell yeah.
That was so intense. So
I got some free fries one time.
Good stories.
Yeah, Fuji Rock.
My story is less epic. Yeah, Fuji Rock. I was going to say, you remember. Hell yeah. I fucking paid for some fries and was hanging out waiting for them, just playing Dama, and they were just like, oh, very nice kendama, and then like gave me my change with my fries. I was like, oh, sick. They gave me my money back when they gave me the fries. I was like, sick. Free fries. Nice. Hell yeah, I made it. Finally made it. I'm a pro.
That probably was one of the first times that you ever got like something for playing kendama.
I think so, actually.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure. Minus like when because there was competitions and shit, like at the KE battle and stuff like that. I got like a kendama, but never like money.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah.
I like just playing around, waiting at the airport in Australia with my buddies and waiting for our plane. And I just started playing kendama, and my friends were like just joking around. They throw a hat in front of me, right? And they throw they put some change in it too. They're like, to make it look legit, like, you know, people have been paying you.
Yeah, totally.
You got to start it off a little bit, you know?
Yeah, you can't start off dry. No.
Yeah. So I got like
unless you're looking for that pity money,
some passerby.
Sorry, continue.
But that's pretty much it. And I got a few coins, so I guess there are people who enjoy the entertainment of kendama, even maybe when they don't know what it is.
Yeah, I tried kendama busking one time actually as well too. It was like probably I think 2000, probably like right around 2012, 2013, and like Calgary Stampede, and it was just like like might as well go hang out around the grounds and just put a hat down and play some kendama. I think I played for like maybe an hour and got like $5 or something like that. Like nothing crazy, but nice. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like it was fun. Just like busted a bunch of cup lines and tried to like look flowy with it and.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Were you trying to incorporate people? Like ask other, like, hey, you want to try and stuff?
No, not at that point. I was like way too shy, and like at that point in kendama, I'd never done anything like that before, and it was like way out of my character to like kind of do that. So I just like stood quietly in the corner and played ball in the cup and hope for people to give me money.
Right. Hey, we got $5.
Yeah, no,
$5, man. Go play some Dama. Go get a free beer. That's fucking life right there.
Yeah, exactly. Living the dream.
That's real fucking life. Yeah, hell yeah. Living the dream. Oh man, for damn sure.
Oh shit. So okay. We've been grinding almost an hour now. So many awesome talks, good
Time
stories
when you're having fun.
from you guys,
dude. It's easy.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go more into kendama territory, like talking about becoming pro for Terra, figuring out your color scheme for your pro mod, for the reasons why you chose some of the what was it, Ash and Paddock?
Oh yeah.
For the original,
the old pro
mods. All right, well, like my inspiration from the OG Pro mod, or like my OG Pro mod comes from one of like the original hand turn Alex made. He made, I think it was just a purple heart with 2 maple stripes like up the middle, like the exact same style as mine, and I'm just like, I really like that. So it was just like kind of a staple for me. Like I really like that like kind of pattern. It just like it's original. It just looks cool, plain, simple, but like stylish. So I wanted to do the double stripe. At that point, Ash was like kind of new, and I played with it a little bit, but like not quite. And I just remember being like really grippy and like really light. And at that time, I just like kind of liked that vibe of kendama. So I was like, all right, Ash should be like a really good wood. And then I wanted to do, I think it was a blood wood originally instead of the Baduk.
Yeah.
But I think there was problems with either sourcing it or something.
Yeah, we couldn't find any. We went to the supplier and shit, and it was like it was way more expensive than Paddock, and it was harder to get, and like we couldn't find it at the one spot. And
So all those, and then Paddock was just like I had the first ever Terra I had was a Paddock Terra. So I figured, you know what I mean, doing those 2 stripes in there would be kind of just a shout out to the first ever Terra I had kind of thing. And
hell yeah.
Yeah,
that's so funny because I did the same thing because mine was purple heart. I never put that together till just now. That's awesome.
Shit.
We both did that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Shit. So what, Rice's original Terra was just a freaking walnut?
I think that motherfucker's first Terra might have been an ebony. He has an ebony for sure. I don't know if it was his first one or black and white ebony. Sorry, but yeah, I don't know if it was his first one, but it was one of the ones he got. But anyways, I digress.
So that was pretty much it, and those came out, and I was honestly so hyped on when those kind of first came out.
Yeah.
They turned out super well. The weights on them were super honed. They were
hell yeah.
Oh my gosh, sorry, little rattler coming up there.
little rattler.
Really hyped on those. The shape, the playability, the weights. Like I was really into lunar tricks. Still really am into lunar tricks. But like those Dama's lunar, like no other Dama lunar before, in my opinion. Like I really love those. So yeah.
Dude, those were like, I remember all the Ceratos were like a good like 5 to 10 grams heavier than the Ken. Like they were just made.
Exactly. I don't know how, like I said, it just like kind of randomly worked out with that batch with the wood that we had.
Yeah.
The way it got turned, that pretty much every single Cerato was like a solid 10 grams like heavier than the Ken. So like, when you put them together, they were just like, slapped lunars. And then you had the light ash and everything. It was, those are really good. I remember doing like a lot of lunar tricks that I'd like never done before on those like kind of thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was like around the times when backflips were becoming a thing and shit too. And you were, I remember it was like going back to the first time in our kitchen when you did a fucking flip to stilt And I was like, motherfucker, he did it before me, and I was all pissed. And like, and then I remember you doing lunar backflip shit with your mod, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, because
I had this. I was like such a flashback moment. I went right back to our kitchen at the fucking Mustache Manor. I was like, God damn it.
That's so funny. Yeah. Those are really good. I really enjoyed those Damas, and yeah,
nice and updated to the most previous or most recent, I should say.
Yeah,
those mods of yours and
the Natura mods. And,
yeah,
I got Maple with the DWI sticky clear coat on there. We got the 4 different colors. I don't know. I feel it's like pretty common knowledge that like we picked those colors to reflect kind of landscapes and like whatnot that we enjoy. So I did white, green, and kind of black and gray. So that was kind of just like city landscape, the black and gray downtown to represent skateboarding and just being outside in the city, and then white and green to represent the mountains, snowboarding, the snow and the green trees, and just kind of like all those colors together. Enjoy those landscapes. I really enjoy how those colors kind of came together and turned out, and got the maple.
It's funny, like, sorry, I'm going to interject real quick. All of us, like, when we're talking about the pro mods, is like we're talking about places that we like for like to choose our own landscapes and stuff, and everybody loves the mountains or the forest and shit like that, right? So it's like the green, so it was like Rick took all the good colors at first, and we're just like, fuck, but his make the most sense. It was like he's got the snowboarding and skateboard, so it makes sense. It's like, all right, and then like, fuck, I got to brainstorm on something else. What the fuck? I remember originally I was thinking of doing like, I wanted to do like a tree planting kind of steez thing because I was still planting kind of thing. We were talking about it. So I was thinking like the trees, I wanted to do like a little tree planter dude, like logo in it instead of the deer kind of thing. But then we ended up going with the Miyajima thing. But yeah.
Yeah, the Miyajima was a good vibe for you, I feel.
No, it ended up being good,
Right, yeah.
Totally.
It matches well.
Yeah, I was really stoked on those. Like, really hyped to have like Terra put out something that's like a little bit on the cheaper end, that's like more readily available, and just like plays really well. Like, you know what I mean? It's like any kendama, you get the odd one that's like a little bit off, but like majority of them play super, super well, and I just really enjoy those damas. Super durable. The clear coat, sticky clear, love that. Good times. Slapping lunars. I love it.
Yeah, but I was about to say, right? Yeah, you like those lunars, but this one you decided no booty hole.
Yeah. I guess my decision with that was more so just like going against the grain. Everybody was going with the buttholes on them. It was kind of the new trend in kendama. Everyone's like, oh, you got to have the butthole. You got to have that reduced weight. And like, I feel that it does play a part with kendamas, but at the same time, I don't feel it plays as big of a part as kind of it gets hyped up to be. So it was kind of more so just like, you know what, I want to have this Dama without a butthole and still be able to like shred lunar tricks and whatnot on it, and you know what I mean? Yeah. Kind of just have that, and that was exactly it. It was more so just doing it because or not doing it because everybody was doing it, and yeah.
For me, like the whole butthole thing with the pro mods especially was kind of like, if you have a good shape, it doesn't really matter if you have a butthole because it'll still lunar kind of thing,
100%.
But when you're getting a big batch of shit made in a huge factory in China, you're not going to have consistency like you would. You know what I mean? So you don't know the quality of the wood. You don't get to. They're not like taking care like of which wood they're using for the Cerado versus the Ken to make the Cerado heavier, or like you would if you're hand turning it or something like that. You know what I mean? So it makes a difference. So that was my decision with like the butthole thing. Was like, I was like, yo, that makes sense to make it more kind of consistent. But I was always kind of like, yo, that's kind of sick that Rick didn't do it. I was like, we got one without it. It was like the same thing with the chrome ones. EG did that too. EG didn't have a butthole in his.
Right.
And I always thought that was kind of cool. There was just like the one dude just fucking OG style. I was like, I gotta respect it.
You gotta have the option for those guys out there that are just like, no, you don't need that. I don't want that. Like, why are you drilling holes in the Dama? I want a normal, you know? You gotta still be there for those guys.
Hell yeah.
I mean, well, like, when we started kendama, there was no butthole, so it's like, for you're like, it doesn't make it or break it. It's like, I'm used to playing and lunaring without buttholes, so
exactly that, and like,
it's not a necessity.
Exactly that. Not a necessity.
And then you also,
and like,
Yeah.
Just the aesthetic of it, you know what I mean? There's no hole in the bottom. Like, not that I think it really matters, or that kendamas with holes, buttholes, or, you know, hollowed out base cups, stuff like that look bad. It's just, I don't know, just more shout out to like the OG shape, I guess.
Dude, it could have you could have made it like into like a little stash like pocket, just like put some weed in there.
Dude, I've low key done that. I'm not gonna say so much on the podcast, but I've low key done that.
Right, just don't make sure not to sesh it, because like the fucking weed is gonna fall out one time. You're like, oh shit, what's that?
Yeah, oh,
that's
Rodney Bamsel did that one, wasn't he?
Rodney Bamsel.
It was like, yeah, or the old, dude, the original size of the buttholes. It's probably you could fit like a nice roach in there.
Yeah, you definitely could.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go that deep with it, like you could hollow out the whole goddamn thing. You could make it a whole thing, but like that, like, what's the point? Like, why use a kendama at that point? Like, there's easier. Like, I don't know. It's like, why do that? Why do that? Just go, wherever you're going, just buy drugs there. Why fuck around?
That's a good point. That's a good point,
kids. Airports are shitty, dude. Don't fuck around. They don't fuck around. So you shouldn't either.
Yeah, no, straight up.
So, Rick, on your pro mod, you got a skateboard. Well, a lot of us know that we've seen that with the Olive collab.
Yeah.
With those skate plies and stuff.
That was all made possible by fucking Rick right here.
Yeah,
Rick, because you're huge into skateboarding, snowboarding. You are fully sponsored. Both
shout out to Olive. I actually don't ride for them anymore. I've like kind of gone a different path, but they're great company, great people. Nothing but love for them. No hard feelings, anything like that. But yeah, they sponsored me for snowboarding. I snowboarded for them for probably 5, 6, 7 years, quite a while.
Whoa.
But yeah, just kind of been with them. I know on the side, like, I guess to start off, Olive's like a really small, down-to-earth company, similar to Terra. Guy named Randy who builds snowboards with another guy named Jeff out on his farm in Edmonton. Kind of, just on the side. They have like a farm out there. They have their own board press, everything like that. So they make skateboards and snowboards, and they also do kind of like other side projects on the side. So I kind of thought, like, having a skateboard made out of skateboard maple would be super sick. So I kind of hit up Alex, like, what do you think about this? I hit up Olive, just being like, hey, like, would it be possible to like get old skateboards from you or something like that? And then pretty much I just connected Olive and Alex and kind of just left it at that. And then the rest, kind of came from that. I wasn't like too hands-on with any of it. I more so just kind of made the connection, and they kind of took off from there. But yeah, really stoked on those Damas. Those, again, just dope. Like, super well made kendamas. Like, you know what I mean? Skateboards made for tucking down stuff. So, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Kendama made out of that. Like, it's gonna play pretty well, I think.
Yes, you guys are the only company to do that. There's
been a few like that, like have like other ones, but not like as steadily as we did.
Quickly before we get too far away off of the skateboard side of things, I just wanted to touch back on the skateboard and the big cup. That actually comes from, I have a little skateboard tattoo on my forearm.
Yeah.
That was like one of my first ever tattoos. I really like skateboarding, just like means a lot to me kind of thing. And so pretty much just took a picture of that and got that put in the big cup. So that's actually where that skateboard comes from.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So there you go. If you're a real Rick fan, fucking just take that to your tattoo parlor, the Dama, and say like, I want that. And you'll be like, brothers.
Get it right on your forehead.
Hell yeah.
Rick for life.
But yeah, back to the Dom side of things. We were saying Skateply, other companies.
So I was going to say there's been a few companies that have made some Skateply stuff. Like Jack Kendama made one or two, like a few of them.
Yeah.
I recently saw, there's a Chinese company called Crane Kendama. They've been doing some weird, like, interesting, like modded shit and stuff. I kind of like the way they presented it. It looks cool. Anyway, they just posted a picture, and I think they're for sale. I didn't really look too deeply into it, of some Tamas that were all Skateply, it looked like. But I think that they might have been like hand pressed from old boards. I don't really, because they're all different colors and crazy looking. That's my
right
my guess, but I don't fucking know. I didn't look at it.
There
that
you
much.
go.
But they look dope. There's been a few anyway, is what I'm getting at.
Right, yeah, just a few.
Yeah,
but
not
you guys,
too many.
right. really brought it and pushed it forward as almost like a
but
line
one thing,
within
the best
Terra.
thing about it, I think, that the little detail that fucking just sealed it, that Terra did, that nobody else has done, is the fucking grip tape seals. So we had like the Terra leaf and the olive logo both cut out of grip tape.
Was it Mob grip tape or was it Jessup?
I think it was Mob.
Yeah, I think it was Mob.
Yeah, I remember seeing Mob, but I don't know about the original one. The original ones I only saw cut up, but the second batch of them I think was Mob.
Yeah, hell yeah. Legit grip tape seal. Pretty sick.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, and like it feels so good. Like it was great. It's just like I don't know.
So many people on SNS were definitely hyped on that and really enjoyed that small detail.
It's like almost like a little grip spot when you do handle stalls. If you do them in a like on the side like that.
It was
like
for sure.
The better way to do it is like in line with the cup, so you could throw to a stilt easy. Like I know it's a bad habit of mine that I try to do those, but it's so much weirder. So I always do them right on top of the seal, sideways kind of thing is way more comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever thought of that thing. That's a weird thing that I fuck with.
Yeah, I always get my handle stalls with the cup sideways, just like right on top of the seal as well.
Yeah. It makes more sense.
Okay, yeah,
it really does. But that was just like the way it always was presented to me in the beginning, like old JK shit. Like that's just the way it was. Yeah. Just the way I learned it. I never changed it, and then I started thinking.
I think that's still common.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
I believe. Yeah.
It just makes some tricks a lot harder. Is all.
Yeah.
I think mainly more so throw to stilt or lunar, but other than that.
Yeah. Well, of course those ones. Yeah. But I also, like you were saying, love slapping loons and stilts, but so like,
yeah. It's a good trick. Like going back to like starting off with Dama, I remember like seeing like someone do a lunar and just being like, "That is so badass!"
Dude,
like
it
you're
was
holding
Colin.
the ball,
I remember watching it with you,
balancing it on the cup. Like what?
Yeah.
What? Like I gotta learn that.
Yeah. Right.
I think I remember watching the Colin edit, and we like jumped up in the living room, like, no, like that's no, dude, that didn't just happen. Like what
that was like every trick in
like,
that edit, just being like, oh my god, he bounced it off the spike. He bounced it off the spike.
Yeah, right. Yeah, even just looking at lunars after getting pretty good at lighthouses, it's just a huge step.
Yeah.
And it's like you're like, no way. Like, how is that even possible?
Yeah,
lighthouse was hard enough,
right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
especially when you only had a fucking TK or an old school fucking Zora, if you're lucky.
Right.
You got to earn that shit.
So Rick, you are. I just want to say, like, get the whole connection. There's not too many people who can say that they've been sponsored in different areas of an extreme sport or any kind of sport. And I was just I'm curious on your take of the different sides and how similar or different they were being sponsored as a snowboarder, skateboarder, kendama player, similarities.
I would have to say, like, it's kind of hard to compare the two. They're, like, all very similar, but they're all very different at the same time. In the snowboarding world, I had, I guess, a lot less expectations for being sponsored, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of just put out a little bit of Instagram content, like, you know what I mean? You're good to go. Like, I never really traveled much for snowboarding or anything like that. Like, the most I ever did was just, like, kind of a local, like, I guess, sail show kind of thing, hang out of the tent. And, like, in that sense, that would be, like, really similar to, like, a kendama event. You just, like, kind of hang out of the tent. I guess snowboarding, you wouldn't really play snowboarding, but you know what I mean? You hang out, you talk with people about snowboarding, you kind of show off what you had, like, whatnot. And then, like, same with Dama, you hang out of the tent all day, play Dama, talk about Dama stuff, show the Damas you got. Like, in that sense, very similar. But yeah, I guess, like, expectation-wise, like, I don't know, like, not that I had a lot of expectations or do have a lot of expectations with Terra. Terra's super legit about that. Just kind of play kendama, do what you do, and that's sick. But, like, going out to compete and stuff like that, like, again, like, snowboarding, I was never really expected to go and compete. Like, if there's a local contest at the hill, like, whatever, go to it if you want to. You don't have to. Like, not a big deal. Go and snowboard, have fun.
Okay.
But, like, kendama, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, contests are, like, a little bit more relevant, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? If you're a pro kendama player and you don't go to any events or anything like that ever, it's, like, kind of hard to, I guess, keep the relevance and whatnot. So
right.
I think that differs a bit between the two. But yeah, all in all, like, very different but very similar all at the same time. I guess.
Right.
How I'd look at it.
Yeah, I think one huge thing would be just filming is very different.
Yeah,
There's
100%.
A lot of, shit that you can do by yourself with a kendama, but if you're skateboarding, snowboarding, you need friends to help out.
Yeah, 100%. Kendama, like, that's the sickest thing I think about kendama is it can be a 100% solo thing. Like, earlier we talked about having buddies to play kendama with, and you know what I mean? That's a huge thing, but at the same time,
yeah,
you got nobody to play kendama with, you can go and hang out in the garage and film a trick and land something super nasty and feel, you know what I mean, really good about that. Not that you can't do that snowboarding, it's just so much more effort to do that snowboarding. Like, you know what I mean? To try to film something by yourself snowboarding, that's like, you know what I mean, really hard. To like have a legit snowboard setup or like where you're trying to like film something, you gotta have like one guy to film, you gotta have another guy to like help shovel, set up, you gotta have a guy riding.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? Like depending on depending on the spot, you either gotta have a bungee. If you have a bungee, you gotta have another two guys to pull the bungee back while the guy grabs onto it. If you got like running a winch or something like that, you gotta have a guy running the winch. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
what, just to get you back up to the hill?
To give you the speed to hit the thing.
Yeah, I guess I was talking about like more so street side of snowboarding. Like you can go to resort, ride, film, like whatnot. But like street snowboarding, I guess that's what I was talking about filming. In that sense, it's like, yeah, really, really hands on. Like you go to a spot, you shovel for 2 hours and then you ride the spot for like an hour. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not even and kind of thing. You almost shovel more than you do snowboard.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Dude, some of those clips you've posted are fucking insane. Like you going off of like awnings that's like an entrance of a fucking building or some shit.
Hell yeah, that was my old junior high school actually.
So crazy.
I was actually, we were back in Calgary and it was just like a small snowboard trip and we were driving through the neighborhood and there's like a lot of other spots at that school and it was one of those things I kind of like forgot about, but then we were there looking at it, just like, oh yeah, you could jump off this, slide this, and jump off of here and that would be sick. And just like one of those things.
And
like,
no one's stopping you from like when you're like making a ramp, like so visibly people are shoveling like, what the fuck is this person? You gonna fucking do that? No.
It goes both ways with snowboarding. Like sometimes you come across the people that are just like, there's no way this is going to happen. And then there's other people, in that situation actually where there's people who live across the street. They like pop out their front door. Like, you guys going to jump up on that? Hell yeah, that's sick. Kind of thing. And like I said, it was a school and the janitor actually came. We were, you know, when you're snowboarding at a school or something like that, you obviously don't go 3 o'clock on a weekday because everyone's in school. So we're there on the weekend when no one was there. Janitor showed up actually and, you know what I mean? We're shoveling snow on the stairs and shit like that. So he's kind of just like, oh, what's going on? And at that point, we just try to be as like real as possible. Just like, hey, we're a bunch of buddies. We hang out. We try to film snowboarding stuff. Like, we understand we're shoveling snow onto your steps, but we shovel it on. We'll shovel it off when we're done. Like, if you let us do this, like, you know what I mean? We'll clean all this up when we're done, kind of thing. And he was just yeah, 100%. Like, sick. Go for it. Kind of thing. So,
nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. We hung out there all day and I got that clip, got a bunch of other stuff and
nutty.
Yeah.
Was he the janitor that was there when you were in junior high school? Was it the same guy?
Definitely
not. That would have been good. Eric, I remember you. Nice to see you doing something with your life. You go ahead and you throw that snow on those stairs.
It would have been funny to see some of my teachers from that school. I definitely had one or two that told me I was going absolutely nowhere with life, but you know, we're out here. We're out here.
We out here. Yeah, we out here doing performances for Louis Vuitton, bitch.
Yeah, what are you doing? You're teaching 8th grade math.
Still.
Exactly that. But
hell yeah.
Good
shit.
Yeah, it was a good time for sure.
Totally.
Another little funny story, just to add on to that. While we were there, some random guy just like approaches us and just like, hey, like, what are you guys doing? I'm trying to move a fridge into my basement and I'm by myself. I can't really do it. You guys want to give me a hand? And we were like in the middle of like, just like switching something up. So like I had a free hand and I was like, yeah, hell yeah, dude. I'll come over and help you move your fridge into your basement. And like, it was actually the craziest thing. He had it like wedged in there all like terribly. It was stuck. Like there's no way he was going to do it by himself. I was so surprised he was trying it, but yeah, I ended up getting him down there and he was stoked. It was It was good.
Man, you're just like an approachable guy, Rick.
Yeah, it was super funny. Like
either just offering food, money, or asking for help.
Dude, as long as you're not being a fucking meathead, a total meathead, Rick will call you out. Fucking so fast, man. I've been working with Rick recently. We've been working for a little landscaping company, and you're like going to people's backyards and shit. So you're dealing with neighbors and like my property. You're on my side of the property line and shit like that. Man, Rick is always the first one to chirp up, be like, "Listen, dude, you're being fucking stupid. Like you're being unreasonable. Just take a second, take a breath, like chill out." And like, oh man, it's great. It's great.
I feel like I'm a pretty calm, cool, collect guy, but like when somebody is just ridiculous or over the top about something that they shouldn't be, I kind of just can't handle it sometimes.
I have a prime example. I'm gonna ask for a story, Rick. Can you tell him the slush ball story from when you threw the slush ball at the car from across Tim Hortons?
My yeah, okay. So again, like just completely random. I'm like walking down the street and there's this dude on the other side of the street in his car just honking at a car in front of him. The car in front of him was stopped to parallel park along the side of the road. I hope people listening can like follow this. I'm sometimes really bad at telling stories. But anyway, so yeah, car behind was honking at a car in front of him, waiting for that car to parallel park. The car that was honking could have easily drove around the other car in like a second lane, like not doing anything. But this guy chose just to sit behind this guy and honk because he decided to stop so he could parallel park. So the guy behind him honking, long story short, was just being a fucking asshole for no real reason, just honking up a storm, being a dick. And I felt I needed to intervene. Yeah. So it had snowed that day in Vancouver, which is like pretty random, but there's snow on the ground. So I made myself like a big ass giant slush ball. And I just fucking whipped this thing across the street and just smoked the driver's side window of the guy that's honking. And he just instantly stops, looked over at me so fucking pissed. And I just flip him the bird. So he rolls down the window, he flips me the bird. And yells, "Fuck you," and I yell back, "No, fuck you," and then he drives away all like whatever. But it just got me that this guy just couldn't handle that the guy in front of him stopped to parallel park. Like he was just reefing on his horn because the guy in front of him stopped to park. Whoa. And I just split second decided I wasn't having any of it. This guy needed a snowball thrown at his car.
Not all Canadians are nice, bud.
Yeah. Proof. So you didn't exchange any words, like just you went straight to snowball.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He had his window rolled up. He wasn't gonna hear me, and like this is like it may not seem that clear like to the listeners.
I wish it was rolled down.
It was like a very, very clear that the guy honking was just being an asshole just to be an asshole.
Well, you're saying like he was in two lanes, right? So like,
there's two lanes of forward traffic,
and it wasn't busy. That like there was
there wasn't a lot of traffic. There wasn't anything. He could have flipped on his blinker and drove around this guy just as easily as he could have laid on the horn. So like
exactly. Yeah,
that I guess was what kind of just like, man, fuck you. Yeah, man. You want to be an asshole? I'll be an asshole.
Man, you play silly games, you win silly prizes. That's
exactly that.
That's the fucking way of the road.
Just the way of the
road. You gotta watch out for the pedestrians, man. Even they're gonna be watching out what you do on the road.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Exactly.
All right. Well, Rick, we've been grinding, hour and a half, almost, hour 20 minutes.
Nice. I got an hour 19, which,
There you go. We do some
After
questions.
Editing, it's going to be less than that. But
It'll be less. It'll be a little bit less. We do some questions. We let people on our Patreon page have the opportunity to ask our guests questions. So I asked the peeps there, and we got one good question from none other than Haley Bischoff.
Nice. What up, Haley?
Rick, she says, Bish here. So I'm learning to skateboard. My goal is to do an ollie by the end of quarantine, which I don't know how
she
long
might have a lot of time. Might not have a lot of time. Hopefully the later.
Yeah. Do you have any tips for me? How can she get an ollie down?
I guess, like kendama, bend your knees. That's a good start to it. And you know what I mean? Bend your knees, push down on that tail, slide your foot up, and jump. And it's a combination of timing all of that properly, like a kendama trick would be, you know, it's like,
yeah,
you know,
Commit.
the pop, flip, and kind of bend your knees. It's kind of same with skateboarding, you know, you kind of got to time all that at the same time and just practice a lot as well too. Try something for a while. If that's not working out for you, switch something up a little bit. Again, going back to kendama, same kind of thing. You try something a bunch. If it doesn't work out, you switch something up ever so subtly, and sometimes that's what you need to do it. And yeah, just keep trying, Bish. You got it.
I remember when I first started learning how to ollie, it helped me a lot to practice on like a piece of plywood that was out on grass or just the grass itself.
Definitely.
So you're stable, because rolling is a whole nother level.
Yeah. A lot of the times when I was like younger learning tricks, I'd put like a rock behind my wheel so I wouldn't roll backwards, being stationary and stuff like that. Same kind of thing. Put like my wheels in like a crack or something like that so I wouldn't move around. Practicing on grass is also a huge one. You got that like comfort below you. I guess going back to learn how to ollie, when I very first learned how to ollie, I just had a board with no trucks or wheels or anything on it that I practice on. And I found, because when you don't have trucks on the board, you have a lot less pop on the board because you know what I mean, it raises up. So I found having that little bit less pop, once you like figured it out with the less pop, it was easier to figure out when you're on your like actual skateboard. Kind of thing, like timing and momentum. So I remember like the day that I was like actually able to like pop that little skateboard off the ground with like no trucks on it, going back to my skateboard, I was actually able to do like a legit ollie that day kind of thing. And like, that's a very vivid, I guess, memory in my mind. It's just that like transition, that like feeling of like, oh, that makes sense. Like now I can take that and bring it to like my actual skateboard and kind of go from there. And
I think one huge tip is, I see a lot of people, because I grew up skateboarding since elementary school, middle school, high school. The biggest thing when you first start ollieing, a lot of people, when they pop up, they lean back like hard, and the board just goes in front of them. They keep their back foot down, like where the tail is, and it's like, no, like,
don't jump.
Remember, everyone, you jump, you bring whatever leg is in the back. For me, I'm goofy, so I've got my left foot back. You lift that up as you jump, as well as keep your body like kind of leaning over the front trucks.
Yeah, you want to keep that body weight centered above your board for sure. Like sometimes even like moving that body weight a little bit forward even kind of helps a bit as well too. Like I found when I like started moving on to like learning kick flips and tray flips and stuff like that, like moving my body momentum forward a little bit when I did those tricks definitely helped keep me above my board.
Right.
Kind of thing.
So there you go, Bish. There's a bunch of tips to help you get an ollie down.
Yeah, you got it, Bish.
Oh, yeah. Man,
and even
I always thought that the thing with skateboarding is commitment. Because skateboarding can be fucking scary. So you're like, oh, I'm going to do it, but I don't want to fuck this up. But like that is the shit that's going to fuck you up, is that thought. Yeah. That's like always, like if you're just trying an ollie, or if you're rolling up to a rail or whatever, you can't be thinking like, oh, I hope I can do this. You got to fucking full commit, send it and say, I'm fucking doing it. And you just got to do it. There's no like halfway doing it, because that's where you get hurt.
For me, it's like I almost visualize myself doing it before I like try doing things. Kind of, if I'm scared, I've never done it before. It's just like, if you can get a solid mental image of you doing that, you going through the motions of it, if you can picture that up in your mind, like you can do it 100%. Like, you gotta commit to it. That's the biggest thing. Is
commit.
Yeah.
Manifest that shit.
Totally.
Because if you like kind of half try and kick it away, like Rodney said, like that's when you're gonna get hurt. That's when the board's gonna bounce and
that's
pop
always
back and
when
hit you
I've
in the
gotten
shin.
hurt. The worst is fucking when I don't commit to something, and that's when I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to get real fucked up. Like I feel like I'm on this rail.
You jump down something, you kick your board away, and then all of a sudden it's back underneath you, and you land on it.
Yeah,
and you're
like,
ready
wait,
for
what?
It. You're just boom onto your ass. Like, commitment is key with pretty much anything in life: skateboarding, snowboarding, a job, cooking dinner,
good point.
Like,
good point.
Drinking beers, anything and everything. You gotta commit.
Dare not finish that beer. You gotta commit to that shit.
Oh, okay, so nice. That was a good one. Up, and I also asked from some people who are following our IG. One question is favorite food. It's simple.
Favorite food? I don't know if that is a simple one, then.
McDonald's, come on.
No. Well, nah.
I thought it was going to be the McDouble for sure.
No. Like, I guess, like, if we're talking takeout food, I guess burgers. Burgers would definitely, like, you know, like, I prefer, you know, a little bit fancier burgers more than McDonald's burgers.
Nice burger.
I do like McDonald's burgers. Homemade food recently.
Nutritional value.
Me and my girlfriend have been making spaghetti squash peanut curry, and that has been like my all-time favorite meal lately. So
hell yeah, you were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, it's good.
Sounded dank. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to come over for dinner one of these days, buddy. If you guys will allow me with all this COVID.
Yeah, we'll get you some rubber gloves, some hand
sanitizer. I'll put a bag on my head if I have to.
I saw a picture the other day of somebody waiting in line at Save On Foods with a cardboard box on his head with like a saran wrap screen.
Yes,
just
TV head. That's amazing. I fucking love that. I want to see these people. I want to run into them and be like, dude, you are gonna survive this crisis.
Like, actually, though, I was like looking at it, and he's just like, yeah, that's like pretty legit. Like, that's gonna kind of stop, you know, majority of what it needs to stop. Like, you're out walking on the street, you gotta go buy groceries. Like, yeah, that's a good solution. Like,
you get right in there. Yeah, hell yeah, dude, cough at me. What do you got?
You might look a little silly, but hell yeah, you got it.
But the whole thing is, like, if he then takes off all that equipment with his bare hands. Like, the outside. That's what's fucking contaminated now.
You need a decontamination room before you get into the other. It's a whole thing.
It is.
If you want to get real into it, I mean, you got to, like...
Right.
Pretty sure you get a degree to fucking really get into this shit. If you want to be a doctor.
Oh, dude, it gets fucking intense. Like,
this discussion is well above my pay
throw away.
I'll say
but
that.
Hey.
Right? Yeah.
All right, another one. How has skateboarding, snowboarding influenced your trick construction? How do you go about doing tricks? I'm guessing into the kendama world.
For me, skateboarding and snowboarding, I relate. I guess
you're just attached.
Yeah, I feel like the kendama, skateboarding, and snowboarding, the tricks mentality, I guess, is like very similar. There's like the people who just like to huck. You know what I mean? You get the fucking 20 tappers, you get the quad jump, Ken flip, late. You know, you got those guys, and then you got like kind of like the more people who like to do harder tricks, but just like really clean and like stylish and, you know, just really well done. Like, the other day, Damien from GT did the stilt up in the air, had it fall off, backflip, that was insane. Like, that was so sick. Again, Damien's like such a simple, like, you know, pretty much a stilt backflip. Like, you know what I mean? Not a crazy trick, but just the way he went about it, like everything. Yeah, just, you know what I mean? Made it so sick. Like, I appreciate that a lot in snowboarding as well. Like, you know what I mean? You get the guys who can huck 4.5 flips off a jump. And then you get the other guys that can just, you know what I mean, poke out a super steezy back one grab and just like make it look so good. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Snowboarding, skateboarding, I appeal to that a little bit more. Like, just the simple, really well done tricks. So I feel that has played a little bit into my kendama style, and my kendama play is, you know, not like crazy long lines, just like kind of more simple, but like techie tricks, like easy to understand, but like hard to do, I guess, if that makes sense. So
yeah,
that's kind of, I feel skateboarding and snowboarding has influenced my kendama play in that way quite a bit. Just something easy to follow that, like, you know, somebody that like isn't that into kendama can see and be like, whoa, like I kind of understood that. It looks crazy. I understand it's hard, but I don't understand really how hard it is until you try it. And just kind of that. Yeah.
There you go. Not like like fucking gunslinging forever. How many times?
Don't get me wrong. I appreciate that as well too.
It's going around. So it's going around your finger.
Yeah. I appreciate those. Like, right? I don't want to seem like a hater or anything. Like, I do appreciate those crazy hard tricks. Like, I know, you know, people grind on that shit, but like for me, it's just like, I don't know. I just can't get down on the grind for those kinds of tricks. Like, it's tough.
That's their own path, man. And you got to find your own path in this madness.
It's cool that like
Exactly.
kendama has gotten to that point. You know, again, when we first started, there really wasn't like a path you could go with kendama tricks. There was just kendama tricks.
We were out
like,
there with the fucking machete, fucking carving our own.
I guess there's that kind of point where there was like regular style tricks and then spacewalk tricks, where you know there's a couple months where people just got into like crazy long spacewalk lines.
Oh, dude, the days of the sleigh chain, dude, the sleigh chain days. Those are some like, I don't want to say dark times, but a little bit dark times for kendama performances. Just fucking hand roll, pass hand roll, pass hand roll, hand roll, hand roll, pass hand roll. You know, like
it's all part of growing up. Kendama's growing up.
All part of growing up. You're right. It's a good way to put it.
Right. We'll all be some shitty little kids growing up, making stupid decisions.
Yeah.
But,
you know, you live and you learn.
Shit. It's true.
That's right.
And kendama is a fucking pretty crazy thing now.
It really is.
You know, I feel that shitty long space lock lines are a little bit to thank for that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You know, everything.
You can't downplay him.
Here we go. Last one. When is the next Rick edit?
Oh. That's a good question. That is a really good question. I went to Mexico a little while ago, and I wanted to film an edit while I was there, and I definitely blew it on that. I filmed a couple tricks. But, yeah, I filmed one trick there that I was really hyped on. It was the penguin underbird, like, forward toss to lunar. So it was, like, backflip, inward toss to lunar. And, yeah, that was one of those tricks. An edit quite a while ago that I put out. Penguins are birds. That was, like, probably 4 years ago now. Jesus. But yeah, I tried filming it for that edit actually, and I remember like trying it for multiple days, just being like, this is impossible. There's no way. Like, I think it was one of those where like I kind of got close one time, like early on in the sesh, and then like that just sparked it. Like, oh, maybe this is possible. And then after a ridiculous amount of tries, it was just like, no, that's impossible. And then like, over the last while, like, backflips have become a whole lot more obtainable. So while I was out there, I was just like, oh, maybe I'll give this one a go again. And I got it and pretty hyped on it. But
nice.
But to go back, next edit.
But a full edit,
It's got to come soon. It's really got to come soon.
Weather's getting warmer and stuff.
Yeah. I've been playing a fair amount of kendama for sure, but my filming has been absolutely nothing lately, if I'm being honest. I jump on a camera, I film for a bit, and I just kind of get lost. I think I just need to kind of write down a plan, and well, not a plan, but you know what I mean, write down some goal tricks and give myself a little bit of a goal to work towards, I guess, for an edit. But
sometimes you gotta do that.
But hopefully it comes soon. Hopefully it comes real soon. With this quarantine shenanigans, I feel like that's going to be, a big motivator for that. So
we could all go back and do like the Mugans in the house.
Yeah.
Everyone does their own. You guys should do
Terrors in the house.
In the house.
Yeah. House. Dude, that'd be good.
It's not a bad idea. But that should happen.
Use all the different terrors you got.
Mm-hmm.
The OG ones, the fucking pro mods, everything.
Hell yeah. Man, yeah, you and me both are due for an edit, buddy. I just did that one with Tio too, but yeah.
Yeah, we need a Rick and Rod edit.
Dude, it's been a minute. Yeah. It's been a minute.
It's been a serious minute.
Dude, yeah, especially for one that isn't magically disappeared from the face of the earth.
Yeah.
It's like, we talked about that one, man. Here's something I want to just like touch on, because we talked about that edit that never was, but there was also a few Rick edits that magically disappeared because his YouTube got fucked.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
I did try to search on YouTube, Eric Martin.
Yeah, I had a YouTube account.
There's like a kid that has the same name.
Yeah, there is a kid. Funny story about that. I remember way back when Kendamico had a pro contest to be who wants to be like the next pro or whatever. And that Eric Martin sent in a video for it. And I think like it was like D-Real or Bosch like messaged me just being like, yo, you're like going for this? It was like, no, like what are you talking about? And then like, oh yeah, it's a completely different Eric Martin. But like, for a split second I like thought that was me. But yeah. Anyway, Yeah, I had a YouTube account for a while, like old YouTube account. Me and Rodney had a few edits on there. We had, man. I don't know if you guys remember the concession stand. Shout out Tyler Marshall.
That's a big throwback.
Yeah, hell yeah. He used to host online contests way back when like online contests were like kind of the only thing. But yeah, me and Ronnie both made an edit for that concession stand contest. I remember being really hyped on my edit. I also remember Rodney filming UFO to inward lunar or regular lunar in that edit. Way back when. That was a super heavy trick for that time.
That was like 2011 or some shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I think I remember. We went to Japan, so. Yeah, it was definitely before Japan. I remember you got some sort of.
I was standing on that sketchy ledge when we filmed.
Yeah, you were standing in a dumb spot for that.
Downtown. Yeah, and I still have the certificate somewhere. It got ripped in half, but I still have both halves. And it was like it was like best trick or some shit from
like most creative or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't remember. My fucking scooter that I had a concession stand sticker on it that I had from that. And I wish I still had those stickers, man.
So where's this video?
Gone, dude.
Kind of got my YouTube just one day. I couldn't log into it, and it was there, but I couldn't log into it. And then like a couple days later, it was just all deleted, gone. Yeah. And
yeah, man, it's like your Facebook. You get fucked, man.
Exactly.
So like for those of you who don't know, Eric got fucked on Facebook. He had a Facebook account, and like this goes back to everybody had a Facebook account, and like most of us still have ours. Eric got fucking hacked. This dude took over his account, changed the name to Basmo Bicio or some shit like that, and then Bismo? Now, like, I have all these reminders and events and shit. It's like, your friend anniversary with Basmo Bicio. And I'm like, what the fuck? Who's Basmo Bicio? But then you look and it's just pictures of me and Rick. And I'm like, God damn it, this motherfucker.
But yeah, this guy, he just, like, hacked into my Facebook, took it over. And, like, the one day I, like, got back into it and changed all, like, my password and everything like that. And then literally the next day, he, like, had hacked back into it and changed my security question, like absolutely everything in there. And it was kind of just like, what the fuck? Like I literally cannot get back in here. I like tried to like contact Facebook about it, and Facebook like sent me an email saying like, oh, we'll give you more information in 24 hours. If we don't give you any more information, there's nothing we can do. And I never got any more information. One of my family members actually like messaged the account, and the guy like replied just saying he was like a young kid somewhere on the planet that pretty much just hacks and takes over people's Facebook's accounts for fun, because I think he said something along the lines of like, you dumb Westerners like make it too easy. That was like pretty much it. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. And yeah, he took it over.
How we just play with a ball and cup for fun. He just hacks.
Yeah. And then to like top it off, accounts. he sent a dick pic at the end, and that was, that was the end of it. Yeah.
He just wanted it more than you did, I guess.
Apparently.
Jesus.
But yeah, it's still up there. I don't think he's active on the
dick
account.
Pic, or?
No. The dick pic was like I know, in Messenger. But yeah, I thought
so I wonder if all of us could gang together, find this Bissimo, Matrissimo, whatever, and like send flags to Facebook.
Dude, if you were friends with Eric in the past on Facebook, he's still on there. It's just Basmo Bicio. So say I never unfriended. I was just like, I thought maybe you would get it back, and it's just fucking still there. It's just old Basmo chilling in my friends list. That motherfucker.
Yeah,
there's a snake in the grass.
Yeah, BASAMBISSO.
Yeah,
so we should all team together and
fuck that
flag
guy.
this dude out. Yeah,
give me my Facebook back.
Everyone send him dick
really
pics.
Too much.
We should all send him dick pics.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Flood his inbox with fucking dick pics.
Yeah, straight up.
Oh jeez.
Let him know.
That's hilarious.
However many years after the fact.
Dude,
yeah. Like, what's this?
Yeah, I think that was like 3 years ago now, actually, that happened. And it was one of those things I remember like, oh my God, I don't have a Facebook. What am I going to... And then it was just like, oh, Facebook. What?
Sick.
Yeah.
Now. Right? That thing.
Hell yeah.
Well, there you go. Rick, we've been on the grind for a long time.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's about the time to close up session or episode.
Yeah,
3-2.
32 or just 32?
32, yeah. 3.2.
Hey, nice, 3.2.
Yeah. Always upgrading.
It was sick. Thanks for having me on here, guys. I really appreciate it. And it's fun hanging out, talking about kendama. Pretty cool thing that we do, you know, hanging out, playing with a ball in the cup. However many years after the fact, like almost a decade or over a decade, I guess, of playing ball in the cup.
Yeah, dude. We're still doing it.
Exactly. All right, so where can everyone find your account? What's your Instagram? You active? Where can we see some Rick tricks?
Ricky Mart. Only known as Hesh's Fresh. But yeah, Ricky.Mart_ on Instagram. A lot of snowboarding content right now. Just because it's wintertime and I like boarding. But yeah, there's the Ricky Mart. The Ricky Mart.
The Rickster.
Yeah. Nice. You should tell Alex to fix your Terra Kendama page then, because Instagram is still you're fresh. Your name is fresh there.
Oh well, thanks for bringing that to light. I'll definitely let him know. And yeah, that was a recent change. I rocked the Hessian Fresh handle for quite some time.
Yeah, it was a big change. I was like, oh, what? He made a new one? Why? Did he get hacked again?
He got hacked again.
No, it was just I don't even remember. It was spontaneous. Like, I'm hanging out at home, not doing anything. Let's change my handle.
Yeah, why not?
It. Yeah.
No time like the present for some change.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Good shit, boys. All right.
Good shit. Very
you nerds
nice.
all know what's
nice
up.
And long.
We've been fucking grinding for 32 episodes. You nerds know what's up. We got the Patreon.
Yeah.
We got the Instagram. Buy some t-shirts. Hang the fuck out. Listen to our episodes. Fucking hit up Rick on the gram. Tell him that you're sorry and you sent Basmo a fucking dick pic. Fucking
Yeah.
Holler at me for cool tricks you want to see.
Yeah. Hells yeah. And just spread the nerd love, the Dama love. Just fucking love each other. Fuck this COVID shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, love each other from 6 feet apart for a little bit.
Yeah, from 6 foot apart. Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. Especially in this time where everyone's just hanging out at home. If you are a Patreon, one of the benefits, one of the perks is you get video episodes so you can watch all of us. So for all of the people who are just listening to the audio style, if you sign up support on Patreon, now you can watch us for like an hour or two.
There's definitely been a couple moments where we're talking about something visual and you guys might be missing out on something cool.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a hand talker. So you know what I mean? Like if you get in and watch, you get to see some hand gestures. You might
some hand movements.
Understand my stories a little better. And
right.
The hand talkers are okay. It's those close talkers you got to watch out for.
Straight up. Right now we need the hand talkers.
Yeah, we got to get it. You close talkers, you stay the fuck home. Hell yeah. Well, good sesh as always, MJ. Fucking hit you up next time, buddy.
Rodney,
Rick,
MJ, thank you very much for having me.
I'll see you at work on Monday, Rick.
Yeah, fuck get ready. We got some stuff to do. Move some bricks.
Oh, yeah.
Just make sure you don't turn that radio up too loud.
Oh, yeah. People are studying in for finals.
But
yeah, on that note, boys, the nerds are out.
See you later, nerds.